Hello, everybody! How's it going? Oh, hello. Just kidding. Okay, welcome to our 75th, what is this called? Periscope Live? Just kidding. I have no idea what number we're on. Hey girl, hey, hi from Florida. Well, hello from Texas, London, spelled with a T, that one, or Canada, London, sorry. California, Philly, Toronto, Wisconsin, wow, North Carolina, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm watching this. Oh my gosh, Haley. Okay. California, France, sup, from Louisiana, Yellowknife, holy moly, Manchester City, your United fan. Newfoundland, oh my gosh, keep it coming, folks. Okay, so my better half is doing some recovery tonight, so unfortunately you're stuck with this guy. Max is trying to break into the kitchen, so we might have a special guest. Manchester City, thank you. That's all I needed to hear. You are welcome to stay on the Periscope Live. Okay, so first, show us Max. Okay, everyone, I can't multitask. Give me a sec. I want to thank everybody for writing in your questions. I'll always try to answer some questions live, but for some of the ones I've received, they're so cool. Since I've started Motivation, or we've started Motivation, it's been really cool to see a lot of people tell me about their stories and what they're going through. And it's been actually really motivating for me to just kind of see other people's approaches. So I feel really lucky that you guys are sharing this kind of stuff. And this month, as you know, our motivator is Rob Blooms, excuse me. And Ella did a really cool piece on an interview that she had with him. I was there. And his quote of the month is, say what you mean and mean what you say. So we have some questions about the importance of your word, which is cool. I don't know if there's any readers out there. I see all these hearts, but one of my favorite books ever is The 4 Agreements. Anybody? Who's on here? No? Okay. Tough crowd. Anyway, it talks a little bit about the importance of your word, and it's actually a really good way to build trust. You know, there's so many people, and I used to be like this. Whoever's watching knows this about me. I used to be like, yeah, I'll call you later, or yeah, we'll meet up later, and wouldn't really follow through. And that's kind of an annoying trait. So I think people that stick true to the word, it's a character thing, which I really appreciate. So like I said, this is a study break, so I'm going to get to the goods here. We have questions from Margaret Grossman from Chicago. Hello from Germany. Hello. Wink. Okay, a goalkeeper question. Oh, okay, we have a few. We have one about love. When did you know that Ella was the one? This is a good question. Hello, hi. I knew Ella was the one. It took me a while. I'm kind of like a slow learner when it comes to certain things. It took me a while to figure it out, but Ella and I were friends at the beginning, and she treated me better than anyone had ever treated me. And I've said this before for all you romantic lovers out there, but I feel like when you grow up, you have this vision of what you think love is, and you know, she's exactly what I envision love to be. She does all the little things, and you know, when we're apart from one another, she texts me in the morning and she texts me at night, and she always checks in, and she's just consistent and always there. So she treated me that way as a friend from the beginning, and she kind of always showed up. So took me a while, and after being her friend for a long time, I was like, wow, this is how I want someone to treat me. Plus, she's a babe, so that always makes things easier. So anyway, Hey, birthday shout out. Bella Lanseri. Huh? Did I say that right? Sometimes I forget I'm on video. Okay. Another question. Do you like technical work or shot stopping more when it comes to training as a goalkeeper, and why? I occasionally like a little bit of trash talk. So I like doing shot stopping with more people involved, because it's just kind of more fun. Banter is good. It's harmless. But I love technical work. I'm kind of a geek in this money round, Haley. The money round is always the last round, where I talk trash to the coaches generally, which is not something I recommend if you're young. Respect your elders. Yes, I love all aspects of goalkeeping. So I also like the technical work, and I also like being very mindful of your body in a way that you move. So sorry if you fell asleep on that answer, but that's mine. Finley Cade, by the way, if you don't want me to say your name, just don't write in your name. So I don't want to shout anybody out if they don't want that. Okay. First, how is your ACL recovery going? It's going very well. My friend and I were actually talking about you last night, and I brought up that you were running on an anti-gravity treadmill after 3.5 months. I was. Now I'm running without the machine. It is kind of a weird thing because you feel like you're walking on the moon, or I've only been on the moon a few times, but I can imagine that's what it probably feels like. But this person asks, I'm thinking about trying out for my school soccer team this spring. Any advice? How not to be nervous? This is a good question. I have always been a nervous goalkeeper, and I get this question a lot about being nervous and how do you stop being nervous? Well, I will always probably be a nervous goalkeeper, and I think it's not about working against what's happening kind of naturally. I get butterflies every morning. It's game day, and I think instead of trying to avoid it, it's just to kind of embrace it. And for me now, I've taught my brain when I get the pit in my stomach, I just realize that I'm ready for the game, and that's the sign that I tell myself anyway that my brain's ready. So, okay, moving on. Okay, this is from Nina Stash. Thank you for writing in. I'm from Seattle. We travel up to Vancouver a lot. My question is, what's your favorite thing about Vancouver and why? That's a tough one. If you go to Honey's Donuts in Deep Cove, it's awesome. I only have a cheat day every once in a while, but somebody that I know in the other room loves donuts. So we go there, and they've got the best donuts in town. And why do I love Vancouver? It's beautiful. You have the ocean, you have the mountains. I like the active lifestyle. The sunsets, hard to beat. All that romantic jazz. Okay, moving on. Bridget. Hello, Erin. Hi. I just need a little push of motivation. I had to get unexpected knee surgery last November, and I was a runner. I say that lightly. And finally I'm getting my fitness into gear. Since my surgery, I just haven't gotten the motivation. I go and work out, but I'm just not into it like I was prior to surgery. Do you have any words of wisdom for me? Good question, because yes, for me, if I'm being honest, right after my surgery, well, besides being heavily medicated and in a lot of pain, I was kind of it was really hard for me to get motivated for training, especially some rehab, if that's what you're going through, which I'm assuming you are. Some rehab is kind of like watching paint dry. So it's really exciting. But I think for me, I just kind of, whether I really wanted to or not, I just did it. I just got up and I did the rehab, and then eventually I was able to do a few more exercises. And I think one thing, as you go, just kind of practice being grateful for little things. Like when I was able to run, how much I love running, or even when I was able to walk with my leg fully extended, I felt really grateful. So I think that's a good place to start. And I think if you start focusing on what's healthy in your body and what's working really well, then I think kind of it brings you more to the present moment. And then you kind of get out of your mind and you're just there and you start working out harder. I think it kind of comes naturally. I hope that answers your question. Okay. Summer Vaillancourt. Is this a French name? Maybe Summer Vaillancourt. Sorry, that's for sure not wrong. Or right. Ha. Do you and Ella ever get homesick? Yes. What do you do to fix it? Well, lucky for all of us, technology these days is awesome. So I just actually got off the phone with my wee sister, who has a baby, Henry. He's very adorable. Anyway, we FaceTime all the time. Ella's better than I am, but she FaceTimes her family every single day. So I think that's really important because I think home is, as choosy as it is, where your heart is. And so if you stay connected to the people that you love, then I feel like you can be home no matter what. Okay, here's a live one. Hi from France. Hello. I'm a competitive goalie from Ottawa, and my club doesn't offer keeper training. Any advice? Oof, that's tough. So I've been in a lot of situations where I had to go out and seek goalkeeper training. I'm trying to think. In Ottawa, I remember there's a lot of really, really good clinics. I know that Golden Gloves Academy, I know, is in Ottawa. That one I highly recommend. What else? I think for me, like here, if I want to do a track workout, I've got in touch with some people that work at the track facility here, or if you want to get into the swimming pool, you contact those people, or I've been able to watch some professional hockey here. I think if you want to train with certain people, you've got to send an email out there and put it out into the universe. So it's my suggestion. Any brand of spray paint you recommend? This is the one that I get, Liquitex. And I'm gonna start doing a few videos online. They'll be on Motivation soon enough. That's the Motivenation.ca or Erin McLeod.ca. Just some like spray paint things that I learned. I'm not a pro, but I'm learning, and it'd be kind of cool to learn together. You guys can also give me some tips. Okay, also, I have a few more to get through. I'm sorry that I don't always get to all of them. I try to get as many as I can. Hi from Houston, dash on, you know it. Haley, are you still watching? My question is, how do you stay true to yourself if you're around so many who may not like who you are, including your closest family? That is a very good question. So, I feel like for a large part of my life was not really comfortable in my own skin, and I tried to fit in and be the cool kid. And but I find that people who are most comfortable with themselves and are true to themselves is generally the people who are poking fun and who are judgmental and are critics are the ones that are not comfortable with who they are. So people who define cool, are people who are caught up with what's hip, or the popular people or whatever. I think there's a level of fakeness, and when it comes to family, I think you always have to be honest. And I think if you ever try to be someone that you're not only are you being kind of it's hard to keep that up all the time, but also it's disrespectful to yourself. I think I'm not religious, but I think we're supposed to be the way that we are, and that's the hardest thing to be and the most courageous thing to be. But if you can be that way, you will probably live a much fuller life. okay. You can tell my voice gets serious when I go low. Okay, Corinne Yorkie. I love reggae music, so do I. Quote that really helped me kept going after a hard time is Bob Marley. You never know how strong you are until being strong is the only choice you have. I agree with that. How important it is to keep being strong in hard situations. So, this is a great question. I think being strong. You know what? I've actually learned that as I get older, I always used to try to be like really stoic. I just had this conversation with my sports psych a couple months ago, and he said, it seems like you're going through this recovery and you're tough and, you're totally positive and all these things. And I was like, yeah, I just want to seem like I'm strong and I want to be a good leader. And he said, well, I think being a real leader means just being real. And I didn't know what he meant at first. Like I said before, I'm kind of a slow learner, but I think sometimes it's powerful to say I'm not okay, or that I'm struggling, or this isn't that easy. And I think too, once you kind of put those things out there and you address them, they lose their power on you. They lose their hold on you. So yeah, okay. So this is really tough. Now we can move on. I'm actually about to, I want to write a blog, my next blog on suffering. And I was reading or listening to this really cool, The Art of Happiness by the Dalai Lama. And it was a really cool story. Basically, this woman had just lost her son, and she was absolutely devastated. And she's like, what do I have to do? I want to bring my son back. Is it possible to bring my son back? And someone said, well, the Buddha knows how to bring your son back. So this woman goes to visit the Buddha, and she's like, I hear that you can bring my son back to life. And the Buddha's like, yes, I can. And she's like, that would be amazing. He's like, all I need is for you to to bring me mustard seed. And she goes, that's it? He's like, yeah. You have to bring me mustard seed from a house that no one has lost anyone. And she's like, okay, no problem. So she goes from one house, and she goes, do you have any mustard seed? And has anyone passed away in this home? And it's like, oh yeah, our daughter passed away, so-and-so years ago. And then she goes to the next house, and then she goes, do you have any mustard seed? And they say yes. And she's like, okay, well, has anyone passed away? And they're like, yes, we lost our grandmother just, a couple of years ago. And she goes from house to house, and as she goes to every single house in the village, everyone has lost someone. And she comes back to the Buddha, and he goes, did you bring me my mustard seed? And she goes, no, but I don't need, you need to bring my son back. I understand now that everybody goes through this type of suffering. So the point to my long-winded story, thank you all for staying on board, is it was a cool approach to suffering, that it's inevitable and it's part of life. And I think in those moments when you're really struggling, you have to know that it's kind of like it's always the beginning of something that's going to be even more powerful than probably anything you've experienced. Even if it's hard, and if you look at suffering that way, you can take a positive from it. And also Little Miss Sunshine, has anyone seen that movie? So awesome. But anyway, what's his name? Anybody watching? Okay. Anyway, he basically talks to this young guy, and he talks about how poets only are genius when they go through their suffering and when they go through the hard times. People are helping me. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Okay. Caitlin Baconsen. Sorry if that's right. How do you stay motivated when someone close to you doesn't support your dreams or goals? Great question. I like that question because I have faced that my entire life, especially now, when I'm like, third surgery, and I'm, 33 years old, blah, blah, blah. I get a lot of people, even people that are close to me, that they say things that kind of protect me, like, you're probably going to come back different, or it might be a good time to retire. And even my doctor's saying, it's probably best for you not to play again. So I think that's hard to hear, but I think there's a quote that I listen to every morning. I have this like little motivational speech thing that I put together, all my favorite quotes, and basically it says like, if all you do is listen to your fears, then you can't listen to your heart. And so what I'm trying to do is eliminate all the fears, and a lot of times when people don't support you, they're projecting their fears on you, or they're trying to protect you. So I think at the end of the day, what's most important is that you listen to your heart, and sometimes that means not listening to people who care and love about you. Sometimes. Okay. Hey, Erin, this is a wonderful question. Esther Van Galen. I hope that's correct. I'll end on this question. I've gone too long. I'm so chatty. It's all right. I know, hey, Erin, I know that you know a lot about mind over matter, and I'm wondering if you have any tips on controlling your thoughts. I'm a figure skater, and the mental aspect of my sport is very challenging, especially at the moment for me. How do you stop going over the same real bad thoughts in your mind about what could happen? Thanks. Much love to you, Ella and Maxwell. Thank you. That's a great question. Yes, I'm the biggest believer in mind over matter. Tips on controlling your thoughts. So this is a good question. I think controlling your thoughts. So I was at some mental training thing, and basically talked about how there's so many thoughts that come in and out of your brain, and they talk about, and I've read this quote somewhere, an educated person, or a person who's really like aware of their thoughts, knows which thoughts to pay attention to and which thoughts to just let keep floating through the universe. So not all of your thoughts are you. You're not your thoughts. But also controlling your thoughts. I think for me, what I'm actually actively working on is my confidence. So I forever have been really hard on myself. I pick myself apart. I focus on mistakes and injuries and all these things, all the negative things. But I think what I'm training myself to do now is focus on the good. So that is a process. I meditate every single day. And then I write in my journal, and I basically write, I'm not kidding, how awesome I am and how talented I am, and talk about my self-worth in my journal. And then I also have this recording, like I was talking about earlier, where I go over, I have some of my own writings about, what my strengths are, what I bring to a team, those kind of things, and just the belief I have in myself. But then I also have quotes from Maya Angelou. I have Conor McGregor quotes in there, Muhammad Ali, Jack, who else? Anyway, there's like a bazillion quotes in there. And I listen to that every day. And I also listen to this other motivational video. I think it's by Mateusz. I don't know how to say that. I think he does a lot of motivational videos, and anyway, I also listen to that basically every day, and it just tells you that your mind, if you set your mind to it, you can do anything. So thank you for being you. Thank you. Okay, so I will take links, please, on Twitter. Okay, yes, so I'm going to try and do some of these YouTube. Actually, someone just emailed me this awesome motivational video, which I'll just put it into one of the blog sections on the Motivenation.ca, and you can check it all out. And I'll also put some of the quotes that I listen to every morning. Self-talk is my worst. Yeah, I hear you on that one. And I also, yes, I have put together a list of my favorite books that I love. I'm reading The Mindful Athlete. I'm still reading it because I'm been really busy studying and a bunch of other stuff. But The Mindful Athlete I'm reading right now. The Inner Game of Tennis is a phenomenal book. And The Four Agreements is also really good. And The Art of Happiness is great. I would suggest that. It's by the Dalai Lama. And I'm going to see him next weekend in Milan. He's doing, analyzing a couple readings and just chatting. And I cannot wait. And then I'm seeing Buffon play What? So, anyway, thank you everybody for joining me. Again, I apologize about the blogs being delayed. I have a midterm on Thursday. You can wish me luck. That'd be great. I might need it. Yeah, I really appreciate all joining. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I think you could get on stage with Lynn Elder. That's my aunt. She's very talented. So keep in touch with me. If you like something or have any comments about any blogs or anything like that, keep them coming. I am learning a lot from all those people that are reaching out to me, so I really appreciate the feedback. It only takes me about 4 minutes to end this. But anyway, thank you very much. Goodbye.